Ever feel like you're speaking a different language than the person right there
Mhm.
across from you? Like, you're saying all the right things, but it's just not landing.
It's funny how often we treat communication like a business deal, you know?
Hmm.
We're so focused on getting our point across, winning the argument.
Being right.
Exactly. But what if there's a way to actually really connect, like on a deeper level?
That's exactly what we're digging into today with Thich Nhat Hanh's The Art of Communicating. This book, I gotta say, really shifted something for me. Han talks about communication as nourishment.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's so true. Think about it. Like, we consume communication just like food. Some of it's junk, leaves you feeling kind of,
totally. And then there's those conversations that were like a real meal, you know?
yeah.
You walk away energized, actually understood.
And Han says, before we can even begin to connect with others, we have to connect with Peter ourselves.
Okay, so ditch the self-help books and like go find ourselves on a mountaintop.
Not quite. He actually points to something much simpler, mindful breathing.
It is funny how something so simple like breathing can feel so radical.
Exactly. And from that place of peace, Han introduces these 6 mantras for what he calls loving speech. These aren't about like affirmations, they're more like mini meditations, tools to bring more awareness, more compassion into how we talk to each other.
All right, I'm intrigued. Hit me with mantra number 1. What is it?
The first one is deceptively simple. I am here for you, not I'm listening, not tell me more, but a full I am here, present with you in this moment.
So it's like saying, I see you, I hear you, I'm fully present with you without distraction.
Exactly. And it's amazing what those simple words can do.
You know what I find interesting? You don't have to wait for the other person to say or do anything to use this mantra. It's like you're offering presence as a gift.
It's true. Okay, ready for number 2?
Bring it on.
This one is all about acknowledging the other person. I know you are there, and I am very happy.
It's like a little celebration. We forget to just appreciate the people in our lives,
Yeah.
to acknowledge the gift of them right here.
Absolutely. It brings in this feeling of gratitude from the start. Now, number 3 is where it gets real. This mantra is about acknowledging suffering. I see you are suffering.
It's amazing how much those words can hold. Like someone is seeing your pain, even if you haven't said it out loud.
And think about how often we try to pretend everything's fine, right? This mantra makes space for the difficult stuff.
Okay, on to mantra number 4.
This one can be tough, especially if you're someone who finds it hard to ask for help. Han says, I suffer, please help.
Wow, please help.
Wow.
That can feel so vulnerable to say. It's easier to just suffer in silence, put on a brave face.
Absolutely. And Han breaks it down even further. He suggests, you say, I am doing my best, and then please help once more.
So it's a 3-parter, like acknowledging your own pain, acknowledging you're trying, and then asking for support. This is brilliant.
It is, right. He even suggests like writing it on a card to keep handy for when you can't find the words.
I love that. Okay, mantra number 5. Bring on the good stuff.
This one's all about savoring the joy, those moments of connection. He says simply, this is a happy moment.
It's true. We get so caught up in our heads, we miss those little sparks of joy, those good moments as they're happening.
Exactly. And it's not about forcing happiness or ignoring the hard stuff. It's about cultivating gratitude for those bright spots.
Okay, last mantra. Hit me.
This one's for when you're receiving feedback, good or bad. Those times when our egos love to jump in and take over. You ready?
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Han's suggestion. Respond to both praise and criticism with, you're partly right.
Wait, so someone's singing my praises or giving me constructive criticism, and I say the same thing. That feels counterintuitive.
Yeah, exactly. It's about, staying grounded, remembering none of us are perfect. We've all got our strengths and weaknesses. And this mantra, it helps us embrace both.
So it's not about deflecting or ignoring. It's more like receiving it all with humility, seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about those big communication blow-ups, those times when there's a real rift, especially with people we're close to.
Right, because it's one thing to, practice mindful listening when you're deciding what to have for dinner. It's a whole other thing when you're dealing with, deep hurt or anger.
Han acknowledges, these situations are tough, but he really believes compassionate communication can bridge even those huge divides.
He's not saying it's easy, though.
No, not at all. In fact, he tells this incredible story about a retreat with Israeli and Palestinian peace activists.
Whoa!
Right. Imagine the tension in that room, the pain, decades of mistrust.
I can't even, that's a whole other level.
Exactly. And at first, everyone was so guarded, skeptical. But through practicing deep listening, mindful speech, something amazing started to happen.
Okay, right. Tell me.
They started to see each other's humanity, the pain underneath the anger, the shared desire for peace.
So it wasn't about agreeing on everything or like condoning past actions. It was about seeing each other, even when it's incredibly hard.
Yes. Han describes this palpable shift in the room from like this hostility and suspicion to compassion and actually starting to understand each other. It's an amazing example of what's possible.
That story, honestly, it gives me chills.
It's powerful, right? Now, how do we take this back into our own lives starting today?
Right, because I mean, we don't all have silent retreats to escape to. What are some concrete things we can do?
Han emphasizes one thing above all. Don't communicate when you're angry. Take time to process your emotions. Find your center. Breathe. Remember that inner peace. That's key.
It's so easy to just fire off that angry email or say what's on your mind right then. But we all know how that usually goes.
Exactly. Once you're ready to talk, it's about deep listening. And I don't just mean waiting for your turn to speak. It's about quieting that voice in your head and truly being present with what the other person is saying, even if you disagree.
It's like hitting pause on all our own opinions and judgments.
Exactly. And lastly, be willing to apologize. Take responsibility for your part, even if it feels like a tiny part of the problem.
The apology. Why is that so hard sometimes?
Right. Our egos want to be right, to be blameless. But there's something so powerful, so healing in acknowledging our part, even if it's small.
It shows the other person you actually care about understanding, about resolving the issue.
Yes. It takes the defensiveness out of the equation, so empathy and understanding can flow back in.
It's like you're hitting reset. Okay, so this is all great for like our personal lives, but what about work?
Great question. Han says mindful communication is absolutely crucial in the workplace. It's not just about what you produce, he says, it's about the energy you bring.
So even answering emails, going to meetings, those can be opportunities.
Exactly. He suggests simple things like pausing for a few breaths before you answer the phone, approaching a meeting with the intention to actually listen, even using the mantras.
Oh my gosh, imagine saying, I see you are suffering to your boss. Although maybe just a silent mantra in that case.
Definitely. He also talks about this great analogy. A rock in the river, our worries, our stress, deadlines, those are the rocks, always there.
But if you've got the boat of mindfulness, you can carry those rocks without sinking, right?
Exactly. It's not about being superhuman. It's about having tools. Now, this whole conversation makes me think our communication patterns, they ripple outwards. You know, Han talks about building a compassionate community. It's not just our own practice, but how we impact those around us.
Yeah, it's like we all impact each other all the time, just by how we talk, how we listen.
Yes. And he gives this fascinating example from nature, these tiny little fish called sticklebacks. So these sticklebacks, when they sense danger, a few brave ones will like detach from the group and go investigate. And if the threat is real, some will actually, get this, sacrifice themselves to warn the others. So the group survives.
Wow. Talk about taking one for the team. But I'm still not quite seeing the connection. How do these selfless fish relate to us?
Well, get this. Studies show that just witnessing acts of altruism like this can actually make us more compassionate.
Wait, so you're saying seeing someone be kind makes me more likely to be kind. That's kind of crazy.
Right. Like generosity is contagious. It shows the power of, creating these spaces for mindful communication to flourish.
So like, what? A meditation group, or even just a group of friends who are committed to really listening to each other.
Exactly. Those spaces become like little breeding grounds for more compassion.
They're like we're building this wellspring of kindness that we can all tap into. It just hit me. The way we communicate with others, it's a reflection of how we treat ourselves, isn't it? Like if we're constantly being self-critical, we're probably more likely to be judgmental in our communication too.
That's such a good point. It's like Hannah's saying, mindfulness isn't just about being present with others, but about cultivating self-compassion too, right?
Yeah, bringing that same gentleness we try to offer others back to ourselves. Because really, how can we offer compassion to anyone else if we don't have it for ourselves?
It all starts with us.
This whole deep dive has been incredible. I feel like I'm walking away with not just some new tools for communication, but a totally new way of looking at it.
Me too. It's been so great exploring these ideas with you.
So listeners, here's something to chew on as you go about your day. What if the way we communicate has a direct impact on not just our own lives and relationships, but the world around us.
Yeah.
What kind of world do you want to create with your words?
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It would be a great source of help to maintain and develop this channel and the correlated website. This book overview was presented to you by olbooksummary.com. Are you interested in more insights into personal development books or motivational and inspirational books? Please visit olbooksummary.com and you will find a library of the most helpful self-development and human character development books overviews. See you soon with the next books overview video.